welcome to HBC News. I'm here at Sidcup Memorial for our Armistice Day report.
Hello and welcome to HBC News. The headlines this week are: it's Movember and the topic of citizenship this month is on men's mental health. This half-term's newsletter has been published. More details about it coming up later on in the programme. Also, awards were presented to a number of prosperous pupils at prize giving last Tuesday. And last half-term, music students in all years completed an African music workshop that we will have a look at later on in the programme. But first, we go to Luke James at Sidcup War Memorial for his report on Armistice Day.
Hello, I'm here at Sidcup Memorial next to Sidcup High Street. It is 11 o'clock on Sunday the 8th of November, where the World War I and II memorial is taking place to remember those who lost their lives in battle. Flowers were laid and a 2-minute silence was held to reflect and remember the price that over 97 million soldiers paid in both of the world wars to give us freedom and democracy today. All over the country, our remembrance services are being held in churches and memorials such as here in Sidcup and Bexley Heath. Even a temporary memorial has been put on display at the Tower of London, where hundreds of ceramic poppies are surrounding the building in remembrance of the fallen. Of course, it is the centenary year of the beginning of World War I, which began exactly 100 years ago in 1914, making this an even more special occasion. We now go to an interview that James Rantel took on the Year 9 trip to the Somme with their tour guide about the Battle of the Somme in France within World War I.
I'm joined here by Mr. Douglas, who's going to talk to us about the Somme. He was our tour guide for the day. So, Mr. Douglas, what are your thoughts professionally and personally on the Somme?
Well, the Somme was a very, very big battle, and when we look back at it from our perspective 100 years later, it seems like a total waste of time, a total waste of life. Something in the order of 400,000 men died on each side, the Germans and the British, another 200,000 Frenchmen. So there's 1 million men dead for a 4-month battle for the gain of what? Nothing. A few meters or a few kilometers worth of farmland. And then, after everything was said and done, over the winter of 1916-17, the Germans just pulled up stakes and walked away from it after all those men died.
Okay, thank you for your time.
It is extremely important that we continue to remember and commemorate the events that unfolded within the world wars and the lives that have been lost to give us all freedom and the right to live in democracy. Luke James, HBC News, Sidcup Memorial.
Next we go to Harry Holyhead with this week's report on the sport.
Hello and welcome to Hurstmere Sports News. The Andy Preston Awards were given to 2 boys who excelled in PE. 2 Hurstmere football teams remain unbeaten this year, and Mr Joyce's Year 8 team were victorious in the Kent Cup, going 2-0 over Wilmingham School. And Mr Wadsworth Year 9 team, who are currently in the 4th round, both teams are still competing in the ESFA Cup competition, the Kent Cup and North Cup. Unfortunately, the Year 10 rugby team lost in their cup. We now go to their team captain for an interview. So what's been the highlights of the rugby this season?
I think the highlight's been our win against St Dunstan's private school, which was a really good win. We all played really well, so yeah, I think that's been the best thing this season.
And who has played exceptionally this year?
I think we've all played well, but if I have to pick out one or two players, I'd probably say our number 10, Lee White, and our two centres, Isaac Aliff, Johnny Eads, and especially our fullback, Jack Smith.
And what are you looking forward to next season?
At the end of this season, we've got Leeds City on the 1st of December, so I'm hoping that'll be a really good game, and I'm hoping we can win it.
Lastly, there's great extracurricular news. Year 7 and 8 cricket has started on Mondays and Fridays and are due to play soon against Chisholm Sid in 8 weeks. Also, hockey is starting this Thursday for Year 7, 8 and 9 with a new coach from Blackfen. This has been Harry Hollyhead, HBC Sports News.
On Tuesday the 18th of November, awards were presented to a number of prosperous students at the annual prize-giving event. Awards were presented for all subjects, as well as the Gold Science Ties, Andy Preston Awards, Sports Awards and Special Awards. They were presented by Mr Steve Brown, the captain of the GB wheelchair rugby team at the 2012 Olympic Games.
Now Matthew Garner brings us the news on the new school newsletter.
Hello, we're going to have a look at some of the stories in this half-term newsletter that was published at the end of October. Firstly, the front cover sums up the huge amount of success A and A-star grades achieved in the previous year 11 GCSE result, before a list of extremely prosperous former year 11s on the second page, including Oliver Mulvey, who achieved 9 A-star grades. After Mr Stringer speaks about the roaring GCSE results and the avalanche of Year 6 parents viewing the school on open day, Miss Gallagher talks about the new enthusiastic Year 7s that join the school. There are also sections about the Edwin Goodwin Foundation, Drama Club, what's going on in citizenship this year. After another important event that is covered are the sport events on page 4 and 5, including the Sport Colour Award and the Inter-House Athletic Tournament and the sport football teams. A huge section is based on last year's Activities Week, with a number of workshops taking place in England and arts, with a number of trips being ran to Berlin, Wales, Mersey Island and Paris. Page 8 contains details about a number of exciting maths events and trips that took place last year, with details about Rocket Club, Science Club and the British Heart Foundation. Training courses on page 9. War artefacts in the library, the Carnage Award and Miss Susan Pollock, a Holocaust survivor, were all written about on page 10, as well as a special thanks to Robert Taylor and Mr Richardson for creating a technology department promotional video. Details about the music department's achievements and Studio Fix's global status are included on page 11, as well as details of Mr Baston's geography trip to Iceland. Finally, the Year 9 trip to the Somme and parts of Zambia appeal are written about on the back of the newsletter. Make sure you keep up to date with what's going on in the school and get a copy of the newsletter. Matthew Garner, HBC News.
Now over to Matt Smith with the report on citizenship this month.
It's November, and this month's theme in citizenship is men's health, to match the charity called Movember. This month, lots of men will be growing moustaches to raise money and awareness for prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and this year particularly, men's mental health. The male teachers and a few other members of staff around the school are all growing moustaches for this course, but Mr Wright, the head of houses and who is in charge of citizenship, has matched the event with the topic of men's health within citizenship. The focus this month though is on mental health, as according to a report by the BBC, it is about how men really feel, not what they can feel. This means looking at mental illnesses such as depression, leading in extreme cases to suicide. A new shocking statistic shows that 77% of all suicides are male, and an average of 12 men take their own lives every day. Therefore, out of Movember's collected money this month, at least £2.5 million of it is going towards tackling men's mental health issues. By the end of the month, the aim in Citizenship is to have put together a whole school leaflet named the Hurstmere Help, which will be available in the school office. It will include advice on counselling, medical terms, bullying, safeguarding, behavioural support and much more, all written by Hurstmere students. Hopefully, by the end of the month, all students will be a lot more aware of men's health issues, and students are also helped on more personal levels too. For more details about Movember, go to www.ukmovember.com. This has been Matt Smith, reporting for HBC News.
Next, Harry Longhurst gives us his technical review, and this week he's in the music department.
Hello and welcome to this week's tech review. This week I will be reviewing the amazing computer program Logic. In school we use Logic to create music with music loops. You can also use the attached keyboard to input sounds, or attach a guitar and input even more sounds. It's a great piece of software that allows students to create music on the Macs. This is why I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. This is Harry Longhurst, HBC News.
Before half term, selected music students from all year groups took part in a 1 hour long African music session. They explored dance, vocals and even used the drums. This will benefit them as African music has a major part in their GCSEs.
Thank you for watching HBC News.
Remember to go onto the Hurstmere YouTube channel for more information and updates.
Goodbye.